Hey. I I don't know, 20th time's a try. I see what happened. Facebook actually put us on their new Facebook, which was a new platform. Um, and I hadn't realized they actually switched us over until I saw that I was able to switch back to Facebook's, you know, old working platform. And here we are. So unfortunately, I was supposed to do this with a guest, a special guest, as I've been sharing with you guys. Her name is Bea. She is amazing. I really hope that we could have her back on because um, I had all these questions prepared to ask her. So thank you so much for your patience. Again, we were supposed to end the live now. I am starting the live now. Um, Most of us can't really go anywhere, so maybe that's a good thing that we can actually do this now. However, I'm going to be on my own. Fortunately, I prepared some of my own uh, tips to share with you guys, even though I had all kinds of questions prepared for Bea. So welcome. How is everyone? What we can also do here is I can go through my tips, but we weren't really planning on doing a Q&A before because we only had half an hour and I was just going to speak to Bea and have her share her tips, and we were going to discuss um, how to navigate the dating scene while social distancing. How are we supposed to be doing this stuck behind our screens? And what's so crazy for me and my team the last few days is, we've been looking at the content on our website, and everything that we share is about getting out in person and no screens attached, and chemistry only happens in person. And it was a big shift for us because we had to be like, hey, hold on a second. We can't do these in-person meetings. And we had to get creative. And even this happening right now is due to the fact that we can't connect with our clients in person. So here we are. I hope I have your attention. I hope some of you are still able to make it. I do see that we have a few viewers, so that's great. Thank you again, and sorry about that earlier. If you do have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. I will keep an eye on the chat feature. So very quickly, I am the owner of Dashing Date. I am a dating expert and matchmaker, and I just live and breathe dating. And everything that I'm doing is to really serve you guys, is to make your dating experiences better, make your single life better. I'm a big encourager. Even if you don't want to date, I will tell you, I will be the first one to tell you, don't date, take a break. So that's what I'm all about. I don't want to spend the whole time introducing myself, but let's jump right into it. So I'm so curious how everybody's feeling. I had a few conversations about, is it insensitive to even assume that people want to be dating right now? Should we be advertising our services? And I'm hearing that, like, yes, if anything, more than anything right now, we want to be connecting with people. This is exactly why I'm doing this right now. I want to feel closer to, the people around me, to our customers. So this is absolutely an opportunity for all of us to take a step back and reassess how we are going about things in our life. And while I can go on a tangent that way, it's way too broad, and I really am here to talk about dating. So first and foremost, for anyone who may be feeling like, oh my gosh, it's already challenging enough to meet somebody. Now how am I going to do it? I can't even get, in front of somebody. And I'm here to say that you have to look at this as a major opportunity, because what Bea was going to share earlier was that things weren't really working anyways, and I really am hoping to have her back on. So I don't want to take away from the amazing advice that she was going to give you guys, but that's true. Our business is about finding solutions to helping people meet. And the reason that a business even exists is because there is a problem. And this is really a chance. The fact that we cannot meet in person, the fact that we are stuck at home, the fact that we have more time to think and just, even if you're still working from home, um, time has freed up and we're on the commute and just like we're not on autopilot anymore. And it really gives us, as I mentioned, a chance to step back and think about how we were going about things in the first place. Is the way I'm approaching dating, has it even been working for me? Have I been enjoying my dating experiences? Have I been enjoying engaging with people? Am I engaging with the right people? This is really the right time to ask yourself these questions. Um, so I'll go through a few tips. I really do want to leave you guys with something that you can apply to your dating life today. I want you to leave feeling like, oh my gosh, I can go and give this a try right now. So, excuse me. It's a little cold, but man, does that taste good. So my number one tip, excuse me. My number one tip always is to experiment. Experiment with not dating, experiment with online dating, experiment with speed dating. Our choices are a little bit more limited now, or it may feel that they're a little bit more limited now, but I think it's the perfect time to experiment with your dating approach, with the type of people that you're dating. Experiment, experiment, experiment. So again, what does that really mean? So for starters, try different online dating platforms. If you've been stuck on one, and again, it's like autopilot. We just go on our phone, swipe, click, and we just don't want to put the effort into trying something new. So if you've been on one platform for a really long time, it is time to switch it up. If you've been on 10 dating platforms, it is time to switch it up. Try one. Focus on one right now and really focus your energy in that one place. Or again, if you've just been on Tinder for a long time, close your Tinder account, get on something else. Another thing to do is experiment with your dating profile. If you have extra time right now, change your dating profile. And I don't mean take a look at it, tweak what's written now, delete it, and start completely fresh. When I help clients set up their dating profiles, I always ask them to fill out our matchmaking questionnaire. It is such a great way to asking yourself important questions about how you feel about dating. Is such a great way to actually create a dating profile. So not selling anything at all, but if you would like to fill out our matchmaking questionnaire, I would be happy to send it to you, and I will send you a copy after, and this will be for you only. But going through some of those questions about what you're looking for in a partner, what are your values, what's most important to you, why do you even want to be in a relationship today? What is the reason for that? When you ask yourself these important questions, you will be able to, should be able to, or better be able to put something together that actually makes sense and is not based on what what other people say in their dating profiles, Googling how to create a dating profile, based on, a specific format. But asking yourself these questions will really help you figure out what it is that you really want. So number one tip, experiment. Try different platforms, switch up your dating profile, change your pictures. This is really a chance for newness. I keep using this word newness these days. So this is a chance to try something new. Another way to experiment, especially the fact that you don't have to go out and meet people right now and invest time into setting up a date and going to a coffee shop and getting, dressed up and whatever it is. You don't have to do that right now. So experiment with dating people that are not your usual type. In fact, I would say anyone that is your usual type, swipe left, say no, and really just go for people that are not your usual type. This is going to be helpful for so many reasons. One, you're going to figure out what you actually want in somebody else. You want to be able to identify patterns that are not working for you in your day-to-day dating. So by dating people that are not your usual type, you're going to figure out, actually, maybe I am open to dating someone who has kids. I don't know why I was so close to that before. Maybe I don't need to date a doctor or a lawyer. This person seems really interesting. Like, why was I so consumed with that before? This is such, again, such a good time to to first notice patterns in your dating behavior that are ultimately limiting you. This is a chance to recreate your dating checklist, chance to throw out your dating checklist. I'm not generally a fan of dating checklists to begin with, but I find them very limiting. But this is absolutely a chance to figure out like what actually matters to you. What have you just been stuck in? And this kind of revolving door of just going through the same patterns again and again, and it's not working. If you haven't been meeting someone, if you haven't been engaging in enriching conversations, in even if these encounters that you have are fleeting, they should still be valuable. They should still enrich your life in some way. And my advice would really be, you should be looking for that in all of your dating encounters, even when they're short conversations. You want to feel good after, and the more you pay attention to that, the better you're going to get at noticing, like, if this isn't working for you, why isn't it working for you? Is it about them? Is it about you? And sorry, got distracted. Why is that happening? And as soon as you can be more present and mindful and be able to identify why things aren't working for you, that is when you will be able to create richer dating experiences. Okay, I could go on and on about online dating tips. One more thing I will say though is that a big mistake that people make in their dating profiles is talking about what you're looking for in a partner. And I can do a live and just talk about your online dating profiles. And if you're interested in something like that, let me know. But yes, a lot of people make the mistake about talking about what they're looking for. And when you think about it, to a certain extent, we're all looking for the same thing. We want someone kind and generous and funny and attractive. And so when you're talking about a lot of what you're looking for, you're not really filtering anyone out. A lot of people actually think they're all those things. So when you're saying ambitious, funny, cute, smart, blah, 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 everybody thinks lots of people think that they are cute, smart, funny, ambitious, attractive. So you're not doing any filtering. By talking about yourself and what really matters to you, and being really specific, and again, experimenting with being really specific about what you're looking for, about who you are, what your values are, how you spend your days. Talk about yourself. And if you are the right profile for somebody else, then they should contact you. So really focus on yourself when it comes to your dating profile. It's not selfish. It's really going to help people identify as they're scrolling. They shouldn't be. As people are scrolling through online dating profiles, they should not be looking for profiles that identify who they are. They should be looking through profiles that attract their interest. They should be attracted to the profile because it's about the person. So yes, no more talking about what you're looking for. If your online dating profile is done correctly, you will start to attract people. You will just start to have higher quality matches. Okay, another thing you guys have to do now is video dates. You need to get over it, not spend all your time texting, and really enhance our connection right now by inviting people for online video dates, and suggest it. Why not? You can set it up, say, hey, why don't we meet from 10 to 10:30, have a coffee together in the morning on Saturday morning. Like, get together. There's no investment. You don't have to go anywhere. Why not? Get on video, chat. Another thing that you could do is get on the phone. I say this anyways, COVID or not, pick up the phone again, because you are wasting a lot of time going straight from text to meeting someone in person. What I always say is pick up the phone, get on a 10-minute phone call, get to know each other a little bit, even if it's just to make the plans about where you guys are going to meet. Because if it's like pulling teeth talking to someone on the phone, it is not going to be that much better in person. A lot of chemistry can be felt over the phone. But yeah, so my first and foremost, get on video dates. There's way too many options not to do it. If you don't want to give your phone number out, set up a Zoom account or a Skype account that doesn't even have just your, your first name, and just set it up for your video dates. That would be number one tip. Video, phone, text. Text is last. We really want these types of connections right now. What else? Let me just see. There's a couple of questions. The problem about dating is the idea we have of the person, even online or face-to-face. It's very hard to break the boundary and let our walls down. That's most likely the issue for most, and even trying many dating apps doesn't work because it doesn't click. Okay, so one thing that I would say is that we are, again, often just doing things on autopilot. So what you want to do is be very intentional with the steps you're taking. Write it down, say it out loud. What is your purpose for this specific date? And I really don't advise thinking, well, my purpose is to get married. Like, that is not, that's a great question, Jen, and I will get right to that. So set an intention with any of your encounters, and try to set the intention not thinking too far ahead. Is your goal, you already know that you like this person, for example, it's your second video date. Is your goal to just get to the third video date? Is your goal to have a fun morning together, a fun coffee together? Is your intention to make this person's day? Have some kind of goal with each encounter that you're going into, and writing it down, saying it out loud before you actually do it. So, for example, talking to myself out loud, I'm about to go on a video date, in-person date. This is, again, a tactic. This is a tactic you can use, a great strategy you can use even for your in-person dating. But okay, I'm about to go on this date. Why am I going on this? Kavita, why am I going on this date? And, I might write down 3 reasons. I'm going on this date because I want to feel connected to somebody else. I want to learn a little bit more about myself, and I want this person to have a great date. I want this person to know that there are quality people to meet, even if there's no chemistry, even if we're just going to be friends or nothing at all. You can still have a rewarding and you can still have a rewarding conversation. You could still engage with just another human being and not think too far ahead, and not set these really high expectations. Overall. So really lowering your expectations will absolutely enrich your experiences. And something that's very important is, when I say lower your expectations, I'm never saying lower your standards. But go into things with just a bit more of an open mind. Go into your encounters with a little bit more intention, and you will start to see a difference in your interactions. So I have a question here that says, would you recommend dressing up for video dates or keeping it casual? So even if you're at home, I think we need to make an effort. And there's a couple reasons. One, and this is a tip people give for even working from home, you've probably seen this circulating, is still dress up like you would for work. Maybe not as much, but still get into, the reason they're saying that is because you get into work mode when you're in your suit and tie, or your whatever, your cardigan, I don't know, whatever. I work from home. I haven't dressed up in a long time for work, but it puts you in the zone. And I think the same thing for dating. Whether it's online or not, if you're making an effort, and if you're doing your hair and putting on a nice shirt, or shaving, or putting your lipstick on and trying to, I don't shave my face, but I'm trying to speak to both genders right now. When you're in that zone, you're getting excited. You're getting in the mindset to go on a date, and that is really important. It's kind of like when you hear a song that brings you back to a certain time. When we're getting dressed, we're we're also getting into that mode of, yeah, I'm going on a date. So whatever you can do to get excited for your date and to really feel like you're going on a date is important. First of all, like, there are people that don't do that when they're going on a date. You get complacent and you're just like, okay, well, now it's just, I'm not going to make an effort because it's probably not going to work out. If you're feeling that way, take a break from dating. When you're dating, you should be excited. And remember, your energy introduces you before you speak. So when you're coming into something excited and happy and you're in the zone and you want to meet someone and you want to really make their day, that's going to come across, and it's going to come across on video also. And so there's that whole component that really is about you, and you getting into the right mindset so that you can really create the best experience for both people. On the flip side, it's going to be noticed and appreciated by the person that you're dating. When they see that you put effort into your date, it's going to make them feel good. And so it really works both ways. I actually had a client email us yesterday who told me that he arranged his first video date, and he was disappointed because he put so much effort into the date. He got dressed, he really played around with the lighting and the camera angles, and unfortunately the girl didn't. And it was bad lighting. She was like, I don't know. I have this coffee in my hand, so I can't. But like, you don't want this. Like, it's not cute. So get yourself set up before. Get on camera with a friend and be like, hey, does this work for me? Is the lighting good? How's this angle? Should I sit back more? Should I come forward more? Play around with it. That effort, and again, not again, but you only have to do that once or twice, and then you have it. So invest the time, half an hour beforehand, get yourself set up properly, and then you don't have to think about it again. But doing it initially it will be, again, it will pay off. And so yes, dress up for your dates, even if you're at home. I'm wearing jogging pants right now. I made jokes like, party on top, pajamas on the bottom. Be comfortable. You don't need to wear like super tight pants or anything, but yeah, look good, make an effort, get yourself set up properly, and it will pay off for sure. What are some good opening lines for apps like Bumble where the women start the conversation? I find I will send a ton of messages and not get any replies. I'd be curious what messages you're sending, but I have a couple things to say about that. For one, yes, notice that you're not getting replies. Don't get down about it. If somebody's not willing to engage, or they, just online is really a numbers game. You have a lot of options there, and try not to, as a general tip, get too caught up with people that unfortunately ghost you, or dwindling conversations. Just consider it time saved. Don't just consider it time saved. Be like, hey, you know what? This wasn't the right person for me. On to the next. In terms of starting the conversation, again, I'm a big fan of experimenting. I may give you a tip and it just might not work for you and your personality. It just might not come across as genuine. It might come across as trying too hard, or not trying hard enough. So I really do suggest experimenting. But my approach and my best tip is to send a personalized message. When you've done your homework beforehand, and this is also a tip for you for video dates that you're going to do, in-person dates too, it's kind of like a job interview with a romantic spin. But why it's like a job interview, and the conversation shouldn't feel like that, but in terms of preparation, people feel good when you've done your homework, not in a creepy way. Don't go learn everything and know everything about them that you shouldn't know. But be aware and be very present of the things that somebody shared with you beforehand, and go into your dates with things to talk about. It's like, hey, by the way, you mentioned while we were texting on whatever, Bumble, that you were walking your dog. That's so cool that you have a dog. I've always wanted one. Pay attention. go through your chat history and pick up things that you can come back to when you're meeting on a date. So what I would say about what are some topics? So Gabrielle, I think, wrote that. I think it's important to say something about the person's profile. So just something that shows that you're not just sending out a mass text message, and something that shows that you have read through their profile and you are messaging them for a specific reason. How do you continue, if you're now in a relationship, how do you continue to get to know someone in this time of social distancing? This video calls. I think something that's really important when you're starting a relationship or in a relationship is, and again, for anyone that's just starting something new, or is, hopefully will be starting something new, are have some specific timings that you always stay connected. So in this period that you're getting to know each other, Raj, you should set up a time where no matter what, maybe even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if you both of you are not working or working less or have extra time, maybe you touch base, for lunch every day for half an hour, or an afternoon tea, or a morning coffee, or you touch base in the evening, or watch a show together. Maybe you don't want to be talking all the time. But you can watch, a show on Netflix side by side. You can watch a movie together, and just watch, so that you can talk about what's happening, but you could both be, watching the same thing at the same time. But I would say consistency is key. So really making it, if you're both in it and you're both on the same page, prioritize getting to know each other and making that consistent, and having a time that you check in with each other on a daily basis, or you always say good morning and then you touch base at 4 p.m. or whatever it is. I would keep a consistent ritual going, and still plan your dates. So happy I just remember this. I had a date yesterday with my girlfriend, and she came over in her car, and we hung out in my parking lot, me in my car and her in her car. We had the windows down. We were, enough distance apart. And that was actually it was really special. It was, first of all, it was funny. But yeah, so she was there, I was in my car. We could hear each other perfectly. And you can really make that a date night. You could put music on. If you live close by and you're not going to be driving very far, you can maybe even have a glass of wine, or you could pick up some, hot chocolates, and each have a hot chocolate, and at least see each other. So that's not a tip I would have normally had, but that's what my girlfriend and I did yesterday. And I think it's actually a really, really great idea that we can meet up and do something like that in our cars. Why not? My experience, Bumble and Tinder is not so conform with real person who actually wants something serious. Maybe try another app. So again, I really think, I really believe in this concept called extreme ownership. And I really think that we are responsible for the people that we attract into our lives. And if you're not attracting people who are serious about a relationship, that's on you. That is your responsibility to change that. And the minute you realize that, it's very empowering, because if you don't accept that it's your responsibility, or that you have control over the type of people that you're attracting, then you can't change anything. But the truth is, you can. So it may, and that's comes back to my other point about experimenting. Try to be a little bit stricter in your profile. Say, this is really what I'm looking for right now. I've dated, I've had my fun. I've loved dating in the past. I've met wonderful people in my life. I am so ready to meet someone who shares the same long-term relationship goals as I do. And don't be afraid to really tighten up your profile. Don't be afraid that you're going to miss out on matches, because if somebody is not going to respond well to that profile, again, consider it time saved. Consider it, you want to tighten up your profile to create more quality matches. And if you're finding, okay, well, now I've been a little bit too strict, nobody's responding to me, open it up a little bit. And this is why this time of social distancing and with extra time on our hands is a really great time to tweak and experiment, because we have more time to invest. Okay, I have a few more tips. I've been talking a lot, it feels like. Again, I want to thank you guys for, bearing, starting the live with me, given that we were like half an hour late. Do you have a list? We're interested in video dating. If you have it, how can I connect with them? I'm interested. If you guys have any questions about our actual services, especially if they're specific to your age range, your city, gender, send us an email. It's hey@dashingdate.com, HEY@dashingdate.com. Yeah, send us an email and we'll hook you up with all the information that you need. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, now is a good time. Otherwise, I will probably wrap up, but I'll, quickly recap. This isn't really recapping, this is just another tip, but you know what? Get excited and be excited about dating. If you're not feeling excited about dating, that energy is going to come across, and it's just not, I just don't think that you're going to get the most out of your dating experiences if you're not feeling good about it. If you're not going to be there to have fun, the other person's not going to have fun. So first, number one, check in with yourself, check your mindset, and ask yourself, should I be dating? Do I want to be dating? Am I in the right mindset to date? I want to date, but I'm not in the right mindset. What do you need to do to get there? So that is important. Another thing I'm going to leave you guys with is be really excited that you are single right now, because there are a lot of people who rushed into relationships, who didn't take the time to get to know their partner before meeting them, to get to know themselves really well before committing to a partner. You are really lucky to be single right now, because you have the choice to choose who you are going to be with. And a lot of people on the other side, the grass is not always greener. There are a lot of people struggling with how to get out of the relationship, wondering how they got into that relationship. How many couples right now are stuck at home and can't stand each other? Like, you don't want to end up there, and you have all the power right now to make sure that you end up in a happy and fulfilling, loving relationship. And how you're going to get there is experimenting, dating people that are not your usual type, learning about yourself, getting better at dating, which requires more dating. Don't expect every date that you go on to be the one person, the person that you're going to end up with. That is just one step forward. That is absolutely a stepping stone to where you are going to where you want to end up. So, yeah. So don't feel down about where you're at today. Really get excited that you have all the control to meet someone amazing. Be mindful in how you go about dating. Get excited about it. Make it about the other person. Make it about having really fulfilling dating experiences, great dates, good conversations, connecting with people in a real way. And that's it. That's it. So, God, I thought this live wasn't going to happen. I was pure panic mode earlier. I'm like, I can't believe this isn't working. But again, thank you so much for your patience, for your attention, and for joining me today. I hope this was helpful, and I really hope that there are things that you can leave with today that you can apply right away. And again, if you have any questions for us, you can reach out to our team. We are fully operational right now. hey@dashingdate.com for any specific questions. And yeah, enjoy. Happy social distancing. I really hope that you make some shifts during this time in your current dating experiences and how you go about things going forward. Okay, enjoy your Saturdays.